This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
And welcome to another edition of the X-Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell, coming to you from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, worldwide on the X-Zone Broadcast Network and our fine family of broadcast affiliates and satellite distribution programming people. It's always great reaching around the world from here in Hamilton, Ontario. Our toll-free number is 800-610-7035. My email address is xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On MSN Messenger and all the other social media sites, xzoneradiotv.com. No, just X-Zone Radio TV. And our website is www.xzoneradiotv.com. My first guest tonight is T Penn. We're going to be talking about his organization entitled the Victims of Terrorism Foundation, Inc., and he's performed years of research to reveal information that debunks any 9/11 government conspiracy theory. And first of all, KT, thanks very much for joining us tonight on the X-Zone. And are you sure, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that the government had no part in 9/11?
Well, let me say I appreciate you having me on, first of all. And as far as them not being able to stop it, they're responsible there. Yes, I agree with that.
Okay, but
other than that, the conspiracies you hear that, there was explosives planted in the towers, my research didn't uncover any evidence that any such claims existed.
You know what, KT? I couldn't agree with you more. I agree with you that during the investigations that we did, independently of any other network or radio show or newspaper or anything else, we could not find any connection whatsoever of a government conspiracy or cover-up. So it's so nice to talk to somebody who has done research themselves and have come to the same conclusion. Let me ask you this. Why do you think there are so many people out there around the world tonight, my friend, who really, really believe that the United States government was behind the downing of the Twin Towers, the attack on the Pentagon, and responsible for the plane going down in Shanksville, Pennsylvania?
Well, because there's people in this country that believe, they have something against the government. Like, for instance, Corey Earl, the producer of Loose Change, he was in boot camp the day it happened, and his plans of having, let's go ahead and have a cushy career in the military, get some money for college, that was all uprooted when the government actually sent him to war, because he joined the military to go to war. If in the event we would have to go to war, he signed those papers. But he didn't think they were going to go to war. So he had it out from the government from day one. So that's his motivation. That's him. I looked into him thoroughly. Now, conspiracy theorists claim to want the truth. They say, well, we researched the truth. But they didn't. They researched ways to make it look like a government conspiracy. And they have a wealth of evidence on my YouTube channel and on my website that proves that they are lying and hiding information and covering up the truth.
You know, there were so many theories that came out after 9/11. You had the Building 7 conspiracy theory. You had the World Bank conspiracy theory. You had the bombs being placed within the structure of the Twin Towers conspiracy theory. And to think that so many people were so ready to actually believe that the government of the United States, or any government of any country for that for that, would actually take 3,000 lives just to go to war. It made no sense to me.
No. What doesn't make sense either is conspiracy theorists say, "Oh, well, we're in war for oil," but why is the price of oil the price of gas at the pump so high? It doesn't make sense. As far as Building 7, let me just say that I wrote the book World Trade 7, examining Barry Jennings. I just signed to have a traditional publisher go ahead and publish it. They gave me permission to continue selling as my self-published copies. I knocked the price of the ebook down to $2.50. It's pretty much a clearance price. I want to, get the information out there while I still have the book available, because once they're going to have exclusive rights to publish the book, and you can find that at my website at exposingtheloosechange.com. The ebook is available, the paper copy is available, and I have another book too.
I went through your website, and I was quite impressed with it. I love what you said about Loose Change, the movie, because I watched it, and I came to several of the very same conclusions that you did. We've got to take a commercial break at this point. Please stand by, KT. We'll be back to you in 2 minutes. Exonation, KT Penn is my special guest. His website is www.exposingtheloosechange.com. That's www.exposingtheloosechange.com. And Katie and I will be back on the other side of this commercial break in 2 minutes as we continue here in the X Zone from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. The X Zone, Monday through Friday from 10 p.m. Eastern until 2 a.m. Eastern. And the show is repeated in its entirety every 4 hours on 6 different networks. I'll be back on the other side of this 2-minute commercial break. My name is Rob McConnell. Don't go away. Modern Esoteric, Beyond Our Senses by Brad Olson, consummates the lifology story about where humanity originates. It is the lost continents, the primitive wisdom, the mythos of creation, and the rethinking of ancient history as we are taught in academia. There is much more to the story than what we have been told. As this is the first book in the Esoteric series, Modern Esoteric starts at the beginning of time and accelerates up to this modern age. Future Esoteric is book 2 in the series and takes a forward-looking position ahead of today with an open and honest examination of the ET issue and various unexplained phenomena. To discover the writings of author Brad Olson, visit www.bradolson.com. That's www.bradolson.com. Named one of the world's greatest psychics, Elizabeth Joyce is now giving readings worldwide via Skype. Elizabeth Joyce is recognized for her clairvoyant ability to help find missing persons, her analysis of dreams, past life regression work, mediumship, and her accurate predictions. Elizabeth has been a frequent guest on the X Zone radio show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, now for several years. For an appointment with Elizabeth Joyce, call 201-934-8986 or Skype at elizabeth.joyce. And for more information, you can always visit Elizabeth Joyce online at www.new-visions.com.
Do you have a dis-ease that you would like to alleviate through a natural means? Have you been contacted by angels, ghosts, or even extraterrestrials and want to validate these experiences? Or would you simply like to speak with someone who can help you find your life's purpose? I'm Dr. Joseph Mara, and I'm offering my services free of charge for first-time clients contacting me during the month of April. These free consultations include angel card readings, guided meditations, life coaching, and energy healing. If you have always wanted to explore these types of experiences but were skeptical or simply could not afford them, Then take advantage of this free special offer. Contact me through my website, aguidinglight, spelled LITE.com, to schedule your consultation today. Until then, I offer you love, light, and laughter.
T Penn is my guest this hour. He is the gentleman behind www.exposingtheloosechange.com. And he, like myself and so many other rational people, say, what are you guys talking about? Government conspiracy. The government did this? Are you crazy? Why do mysteries that don't make sense to so many people turn into government conspiracies? It makes no sense to me. It's as if, KT, these people really didn't take the time or the effort to check things out for themselves, but they took the word of so many conspiracy theorists who had a gripe or a bone of contention with the government already. On your website, you talk about watching Loose Change. And I was wondering if you could let our audience know what happened as you were watching this movie and how you actually went back to the very beginning of the movie and then would pause it, check something out, go forward, pause it, check something out. I love that story.
Well, basically, I was watching a video on YouTube of people debating in the street about how the phone calls didn't work and this and that. And I never wanted to get into any debates about 9/11, but there seemed to be a lot of people that were misinformed. So I wanted to educate myself. So I found the video Loose Change, and I watched the thing in entirety in one straight through. And at the end, I said, wow, did our government really do this? And then something stuck out in my head, and I went back to find it. It was an article that they had put up on the screen, which read, when you read it, the text says, a CIA operative allegedly visited bin Laden in the hospital. But the narrator said, a CIA operative visited bin Laden in the hospital. So by leaving out the word allegedly, he's being deceptive. And I said, I got to see if he did that anywhere else. So I went back to the very beginning, and I paused the video after he said something. I researched it on the internet. A lot of it was common sense, and I double-checked that common sense, and I double-checked all his research throughout the entire video. By the time I was done, I ended up transcribing his entire video into a book, broken up into 227 parts with the heading of IRT, which stands for in reference to, and at the point you could find the text in the book and read along with the video so you could see I didn't alter anything he said. And after each part, I responded with my research, and with the book, it's a debate in itself. Anybody can pick up that book and look at any part of that, and you will see that he lies throughout the entire thing. He covers up information. He hides facts. He's pretty much an it. I don't want to say what he is because I keep this radio friendly, but he's corrupt.
I remember interviewing him about a year and a half.
Is it Corey? Was it Corey?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And it sounded as if he had an axe to grind. There was more behind the story than...
Exactly. Exactly.
So tell me, the conspiracy theorists say that 19 guys took over 4 jumbo jets with box cutters. Is this possible?
Well, that's what the official story says too. Yes, it is. It's highly possible because the conspiracy theorists in the video also, they give away information. They give away the truth without knowing it, trying to lie. They say they went to our flight schools. That's a fact. They went to our flight schools. They learned how to turn off the transponders and also to prevent the pilots from sending the 4-digit code because none of the pilots sent the 4-digit code for hijacking because the hijackers figured out how to prevent them to do that so they would be less detectable. While they were going through, it wasn't just 19 guys. It was people on flights doing dry runs from L.A. to California, from New York to L.A. or wherever to see which weapons they can get on the plane and how to gain access to the cockpit. It was more than just 19 guys. It was a whole network. So when they say, 19 guys hijack, that's the government's telling you that. No, that's what the facts tell us. And yeah, just because they didn't know how to take off and know how to land, they took the controls in the air and they flew, and they just flew the plane. They directed the